We're here with Matt from Trivium, Hartford, Connecticut. How's the tour going so far?
It's going amazing, man. Everyone that we've been talking to, I guess I'd ask you next, has been saying it's the best they've seen us. What'd you think? Worcester?
Yeah, definitely so.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's going good, man. It's going good. There's this new found energy with our live set. I don't know what or why or how, but I'm happy about it.
No Travis on the tour.
Yeah, filling in for him is Nick Augusto from Maruda and Implosive Disgorgence. I think that's how you say it.
How'd you guys hook up with him? I know he was your drum tech.
Yeah, he was drum tech on Mayhem, and Paulo and Nick have known each other since kindergarten. So when we knew Travis was sitting this tour out, we're like, well, we gotta find a drummer who we know can do it. And Paul's like, I got a guy. As simple as that. They've known each other since they were small paisanos. So
something new for you guys because it's a new guy out on tour.
Yeah, I've never played with another drummer on tour before ever, so that's definitely very different for me. With the exception of maybe a couple shows here or there, or a couple recording things for like Rotor United or something, but it was never really like a tour. But he's nailing this stuff, which is what counts.
How long did you have to rehearse with him?
2 weeks, 2 straight weeks. So the whole time we were home, and after the last tour, we were rehearsing the whole time.
Set list, you guys changing it up night to night?
Not night to night, but tour to tour. We completely changed it from the last tour to this one. When we go do our UK tour, which will be our last tour for the UK for a while, in February, March, we're talking about changing the set every night because all the shows are really close. Whereas in the States, the show's a little more spread apart, but I heard Worcester's like, what, an hour and a half away? Mm-hmm. We would have, but we didn't. Not today.
You guys are recording the audio for every stop this tour?
Yeah, every single show since the beginning of the first leg we've been recording. And basically, I think the deal is anyone who has their ticket stub from that show just has to go onto the website that's attached. I'm guessing it's off the Trivium website. I think it's like $1 or something like that, and they can download the whole show that they were at. If you weren't at the show, I think it's $10. But if you got your ticket stub and there's some kind of electronic code with it, then you can do it from there. It's definitely gutsy and kind of ballsy because I mean, every single mistake that happens or every fuck up is there permanently immortalized by that MP3. So you'll definitely get a lot of fuck ups and a lot of vocal things, but I don't know too many bands that'll do that'll do it undoctored. Because everyone's always like, oh, this band's amazing on their live DVD. It's like, well, when bands record live DVDs or live CDs, they usually go into the studio and fix it all. They fix it just as if you do a real record, and a real record is usually fixed to hell because it has to be perfect because it's a record. So we're doing it very raw.
Mayhem experience, was it good for you?
Yeah, it was amazing. The Slipknot tour that we did before Mayhem brought tons and tons of kids that wouldn't have even known who our band were if it weren't for that tour. So we had even more people at Mayhem that we thought that we would be excited for our band, be into our band, and be watching our band. So that was pretty amazing. Mayhem was a lot of fun, 30-minute set with really nothing else to do throughout the entire day except for meet and greets and press. So we were partying a lot more, we were kind of letting loose a lot more. But it was really good. It was really good. I didn't know the reaction would be that good for a band. Like I knew it'd be good, but I didn't know it was going to be that good. And it was really a fantastic time. And what was fun about it too, we were the headlining band, the Jaeger stage, and we wanted to figure out how to make our staging look different, but we knew we were playing a fold-out semi-trailer. So like, what do we do? So we brought absolutely nothing. We brought one cab apiece. Of course, we had that gigantic drum kit, but we only had one cab apiece, and that was it. It looked like the most punk rock stage of the entire festival. Everyone else had at least scrims and cabs in the backdrop, but we didn't want anything. Yeah, that was fun.
Does Mayhem have the longevity like that Ozfest had?
Yes.
Sounds of the Underground. Yes. Is that going to be the new tour, do you think?
They're going to outlast everyone. I guess Ozfest is already gone, so...
It's coming back 2010.
Yeah, we're not allowed to play unless we formally apologize, but I think Paulo slipped up and gave them a formal fuck you or something like that I read online. He said, I'd like to formally say fuck you, and we're like, well, we're out. Thank you, Paulo. So we're definitely not allowed to play Ozfest ever again, I'm sure. But it wasn't that, that tour got us some good stuff, but it wasn't that fantastic when we did it. Like, I mean, we were kind of treated like dirtbags. Like, we weren't really allowed to go in certain areas. We were yelled at a lot. I remember I was in the front row watching Maiden, and somebody told me I have to leave or they're going to kick me out of the tour, which I was really fucking mad about because there's no one else standing there. So that sucked. But it was good for what it was. We definitely got a lot of good fans out of it. We got a lot of amazing fans out of it. See, that was probably, for fan-wise, one of the biggest growth tours. But the days we were playing at 9 a.m., I remember we played at 9 a.m. in New Mexico, and there was like 100 people there. So it was that early. But man, fuck, it was like 3,000 to 7,000 people a day during our set, which you can't really complain about.
What do you enjoy, the larger stages or the smaller venues like tonight?
Anything, as long as there are people there. I mean, whether it's 50 or 50,000, it's going to be essentially the same set from us. But I mean, both things have their advantages. Like, in Germany, we just for the hell of it, we did like this packed, sweaty, disgusting, sold out 300-person club. We played for like 2.5 hours. We've never played that long before. Maybe not 2.5 hours, but maybe like 2 hours, including covers and bullshit and talking all this stuff. It was about 2 hours, and it was amazing. It was like hot and sweaty and disgusting, and just a lot of fun. But then the other shows were like, we just headlined the second stage Download this year, and there was like 40,000 people there, and we were the last band on the day, so people could have left. They could have, because we were it. I mean, we were playing at the same time as Def Leppard, so I didn't really know what to think, if people would be there or not. And still 40,000 people were there, and it was unreal. It was the best show of our lives.
You guys just recently recorded a new song for a video game?
Yes, well, it was misinterpreted. It's not recorded yet, but it is written.
Okay.
We're going to start recording it in January, at the end of January, and it should be out hopefully in March when God of War 3 comes out. So it'll be on that. It's a brand new song we wrote just for the game. It's not like inspired by the game or meant to be as part of anything in the game. It was just like they said, hey, do you want to write a song for the soundtrack of the game? And just going off the inspiration of being on something like that, we just wrote a song.
So it's no leftover material from any of the past?
It's all new, completely. And it's a very good interpretation of where we're going with our next record.
Speaking of the new record, new material, what's the goal? Do you already have some?
We've got about 30 songs written. They're all in demo stages, though not everyone knows they're going each other's songs. Like, we all have about 10 apiece between the guitar players. Paul's been using GarageBand, I've been using Logic, and Corey's been using Pro Tools. And our demos are amazing. I mean, they sound great. They sound better than some stuff that's recorded in the 90s. Because the way digital recording is going nowadays, I've got like 2 guitars side of mine, bass guitar, drums, sometimes strings, sometimes piano, and like a vocal track, melody thing with a piano note. Lots of songs. So we're just going to make the absolute best songs, record all of them in the studio, record the strongest songs in the studio, and whether it's 15 to 25 or whatever, the strongest ones will go to the record, the other ones we'll still record and still have for something.
You're already thinking where recording, producer, are you that far ahead or no?
We are thinking it all. Producers and stuff and mixers and engineers is that's the one thing we're keeping under wraps, but we definitely want to record it in Orlando. We want to record the drums in the studio and everything else kind of punk rock style in like bedrooms and basements or attics or the woods or whatever. Because with DIs, it doesn't matter where you record, you can record it anywhere you want to. That's how we want to do it.
Lyrically, do you have to have all the music ready before you write the lyrics, or are you writing right now? How do you do it?
I usually always have the music first and write lyrics to the music, but this time I do have some full songs that are lyrics first, which I don't know how I'm going to apply those. I don't know how to do it. I know a lot of singers that write lyrics first, so I don't know how they do it, but I'll attempt to put them somewhere.
It's almost the end of 2009. What are some of the highlights?
Yeah, I mean, it's the second time we've ever headlined in North America, and we didn't know when or how or if we're going to be able to do that again, so it's awesome to be able to headline again. We did one co-headliner and one headliner before this, and that was it in the U.S. To be able to do that headlining slot of Download this year was amazing. I mean, it was the best 75 minutes of my life, to be able to play in front of that many people who want to see us, because that was the first country that took our band in. We've got like 3 gold records there and a silver record and a bunch of sold-out tours, so it was amazing to finally, I guess, put like an end to the chapter of what started so far. I'd say that was a highlight of everything, that show for sure.
So the fans can go to the new revamped trivium.org
Yes.
for all the information,
Yes.
spot.
It's got everything. We're trying to integrate all our multiple different sites into one versus having 20 different sites you have to go to.
Yep.
Our fan club site, we're working the kinks out of it, but it's getting better and better all the time. And I think there's a lot of exclusive stuff going around that God of War track that we'll be releasing soon, like different contests and stuff to come down to the studio or something like that. And that'll all be on the fan club portion of the Trivium.org site.